Hey, welcome to Greenville, South Carolina. We are out on this private facility, this amazing property, and we are out at the Yamaha YZ125X, 250X, and 125X like rider or media preview show. This has been an amazing trip. And today we want to talk about, on today's video, we want to specifically talk about the YZ125X. And I got my son Connor here, he's 15. And the reason why I wanted to bring Connor on and bring him to this trip is because he's been riding a KTM 125XC for the last year, a little over a year. And so he's probably better able to speak about the 125 than I am. So we've been riding all day, Connor. What are your thoughts overall about the bike? What do you want to say about it?
So first off, I mean, it feels like
2024 version, right?
Yeah. So first off, it feels like it has more power than my bike because of like the low elevation. So it feels really like torquey on the starts and stuff.
Yeah, we ride in Utah, and it's usually 5,000 feet and up. So here we're about 600 feet in elevation. So this bike should have quite a bit more power than what you're used to. And you've noticed that snappiness?
Yeah, I've noticed the snappiness, like coming out of the corners, and I did a couple of starts and that kind of thing.
Did that surprise you? Because this is a carbureted bike. Did it surprise you that the carburetor bike felt so good?
Yeah, honestly, it surprised me that it like took off as fast. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, carbureted bikes are amazing. And one of the great things about this bike is it's so light. Could you tell how light it is? I mean, I know we've got a bunch of mud on here, but were you able to kind of feel its agility or feel how light it was? Like, what's your thought that way?
Well, yeah, I could definitely feel it. It feels a lot lighter, especially compared to the 450 that we rode yesterday.
Oh yeah.
You can just kind of jump across the track. You just feel better through the corners. It just feels more light. You can just carry your speed better and all that.
Let's talk about the suspension. The suspension on this is maybe similar, because this is the YZ125X. It's a little bit softer suspension than what their motocross version is. Yeah. Can you talk about that a little bit? Yeah, so for like woods riding and the single track that we did, it was fine, it was perfect. But then as I got on the motocross track, through the whoops that they had and the jumps, it felt like I was bottoming, and it feels like it needs to be stiffer if you're riding it for moto. Yeah. Do you think it's a pretty good mix though? Because it's tough to make, if you have a bike that's just for the track, it's going to be a little bit harder to ride out in the trails and the woods and things. Do you think it's a pretty good balance? Where do you think it's better suited? Is it better suited for the trails, or is it better suited for the track, if you had to say?
I would say it's probably better suited for the trails, just because I think the suspension would need to be a little bit stiffer for the track.
What about the clutch? I mean, did you like the clutch pull? This is a steel braided clutch, where you've been riding like a hydraulic clutch. Did you notice any difference?
No, I really didn't. It's fresh, so it's really easy to pull in and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's talk about the carburetor, because this is one of the things that some people are scared about with two-strokes. They're usually scared about mixing gas and then the carburetor. But you felt like this bike ran really well? Yeah,
I feel like it ran really good. It'll be interesting to ask them if they tuned it at all, like the carburetor.
Yeah, I mean, we're here at the elevation that these bikes are basically designed for, so close to sea level, 500 feet. So I saw them kind of adjusting the air screw on a couple of the bikes, but I think the jetting is probably really close to being spot on for this type of elevation, which is really great. What did you think about brakes and the overall like ergonomics of the bike? Did you feel comfortable on it, or did it take a few minutes? What did you think?
Well, I actually got comfortable on it pretty fast, just because, I don't know, it feels honestly kind of similar to my bike.
Yeah.
And the brakes and stuff, they were just fine.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I've always thought like the YZ125 is basically kind of like the gold standard for getting into dirt bikes. It's the most economical way to get into dirt bikes. And then the 125X has some special features that make it more suitable for off-road. It's got the softer front forks, the softer shock. It's got an 18-inch rear wheel. It comes with a kickstand. I think the gearing is even slightly different on this bike. I'm not 100% certain. I'll do the research and pop it up on the screen. But the gearing may be slightly different on the X model than it is with just your YZ125. But honestly, there is no real, like when you're talking about a competition motorcycle or a high performance motorcycle and the most economical way to get into our sport, and especially the best stepping stone for kids, I think it is the YZ125. It's still a production made motorcycle. They're fantastic. There is a million aftermarket parts for these bikes. Everything. You can do everything to these bikes. You can put you can bore this out to, you know, like a 140 or whatever. There's so many different things that you can do because the YZ line has been around for so long, and there are very little changes to that bike over the years. And so if you're looking to get into motorcycles and you want to do it the right way, get a YZ125. Literally, we're here at this event and we just saw Ryan Villapoto, who's a multi-time championship rider as far as like supercross and motocross. And just when we left to do this thing, Ryan Villapoto was going on a trail ride. Which bike did he go for, Connor?
This same bike, actually. He
was going for that same bike. So Ryan freaking Villapoto here at this event, and every time I've seen him riding this week, he's been on a 125X. And he can ride anything he wants. We have 450s here. He's obviously ridden the 450FX and probably even the 250X here. But most of the time I've seen him do it, he was riding a 125 because it's so much fun. The people that will tell you that a 125 is like a kid's bike, don't listen to those people. Yes, it's a great bike for kids. And it's one of the things that I've done well. Connor's my first son that has moved up to a full-size bike yet. And I put him on a 125 two-stroke. I think that is the best stepping stone to do for kids to set them up for success. And then they can move on to anything they want. You can put them on a 254 stroke, 252 stroke, whatever. But I think this is a step that some people skip. They overlook these 125s, and I think it's a detriment to all of us in motorcycles. This is an amazing bike. The 125s are so awesome. And it's been, like Connor has improved in leaps and bounds by learning how to ride a 125. And just fantastic bikes. And I'm so glad that Yamaha is still making them. Yeah, there's some improvements. There's some different things that could be done, some changes to these X lines that I think could be awesome, but I'm not here to rag on it. I'm here just to say it's pretty awesome that Yamaha still has these things. They're still making the two strokes. It's one of the only manufacturers, at least the Japanese manufacturers, that is still making a two-stroke production motorcycle. And anything else that you thought about the bike that you want to share with the viewers here? Because you're 15, how much do you weigh?
About like 130.
And how tall are you?
I'm not really sure. I think I'm about 5'7".
5'7". When you got to be about 5'5", right in that range, that's when we put them on the big bikes. And but once you get to be 5'6", you can totally ride these big bikes. You know, you don't have to have both feet down at the same time. So I highly recommend them. Would you recommend this bike based on your riding today?
Yeah, for sure.
You had fun with it, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's real fun.
Well, if you want to support these videos, one of the best ways you can do it is to use the links to Rocky Mountain ATV. It's down in the video description. Or it's over on my website, dirtbikechannel.com. It's one of the menu items up there. When you click on that link, then you can buy anything that Rocky Mountain ATV sells, and it helps to support what we're doing here. It also supports dirt bike giveaways. These are not giveaway bikes, but oftentimes we are giving away motorcycles. And when you're using my affiliate links for Rocky Mountain ATV or buying something off my website, dirtbikechannel.com, it does get you entered in to win these bikes. So I want to give a big shout out, a big thanks to Yamaha for bringing us out here. These are Yamaha's dirt bikes, and this is an event that they put on. And it's super fun, and we're glad that we were able to come out and ride these 3 different motorcycles that we've had a chance to ride the last couple of days. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, and until next time, leave a single track. Thanks.